Hello, today we will be doing a theoretical proof on why pirating media is always morally correct. Now, let's assume in this scenario we have two theoretical realities. We have reality one. Who threw that? Don't do it again. We have reality one where I pirate the media, okay? And it's pirated, and I pirated it. Wow, okay, stop throwing that maybe. Stop throwing things. There's a reality where I pirate the media. There I am with the media. Big M for media, okay? Then there's the second reality where I don't pirate the media. And I am sitting here and I'm sad because I don't have the media anymore. It's not in my hands. Okay. In this scenario, I have pirated the media. I have taken the media and I've pirated it. That means the artist, he has no money. And so he dies. That's so sad. He died because he can't live, because he has no money, because I pirated the media. Okay, but let's say I don't pirate the media. Well, what happens to the artist? Well, it's not like he suddenly gets money because I didn't steal his art. Instead, he is still sad. And he dies because I didn't buy his art. However, in this scenario, look who is happy. Me. I am happy, and in this scenario, no one's happy. This is a win-lose scenario because he's dead, and this is a lose-lose scenario. Stop throwing things. You're not funny. What'll happen when you grow up and get a job? You grow up, get a job, you're just gonna throw things at your employer? Is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
Well, hey, he's got a job.
Don't buy my media.
Dude, don't stop throwing things. Stop throwing things. So as we can see, in this scenario,
Excuse me, I have a question.
yeah,
What if you're the artist? Then
you aren't an artist.
Then it's a lose for you anyway.
I am not an artist.
But you just drew on the board.
Let's say I'm the artist.
What about the third reality?
Let's say I'm the artist, okay? Let's go through this scenario. I'm the artist. This is my world. Somebody has pirated my media. Damn, that sucks for me. They didn't pay for it. Now I'm going to starve to death. But let's say they didn't pirate the media. Well, then I still starve to death. No difference for me. Yes.
What about when I go into Steam Unlocked and I get a game and I only get it because it's pirated on there, but I would have paid for it otherwise?
The truth is that you don't have free will. And so if you pirate media, you would have pirated it anyway.
Can I ask you anything you
Yep.
forgot? Can I ask
No,
a follow-up
dude, this
question?
ain't true.
It is
Do you
true.
think that those stupid little Steam points that you get with every purchase are useless?
Yes.
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 Okay,
Those are useless.
Essentially.
I agree.
Well, you can
Yes.
get cool back
So I'm
on it.
glad we've come to a consensus.
You. What's your question?
Okay, what if he lives in a society where food stamps are a thing?
Doesn't matter.
Dude, you're bringing in too many things.
You're bringing in too many concepts.
Dude, that's terrible.
This is very...
But that contradicts
No, it doesn't.
poorness leading
No, it
to
doesn't.
death.
No, it doesn't change anything. This person is sad anyway. It doesn't matter.
People still die.
It doesn't change anything. So this is my rock solid theory.
Go on Skid Row. Look at them.
Do what he said.
They were pirated. That's why they don't have homes.
Yep.
You know what they can get? Free Alvin and the Chipmunks movie.
You're right.
Syphilis.
They can get ticket to a DaBaby concert.
Yeah, exactly. Real.
Maybe they're suicidal, so they get a ticket to Travis Scott.
Well, all artists are suicidal.
And then die.
No, dude, Travis Scott's chill.
Not anymore.
Not as
Since
bad.
when?
Since he had a boyfriend,
Who has a boyfriend?
Travis Scott.
Oh.
Really?
Why?
Yeah.
He's not a good boyfriend.
Because I'm too cute for him to
Can you
handle.
just stop Carefree,
No.
please, by whatever his name is, Kevin something?
No.
Write your name.
Huh? Why? I don't know what my name,
You're
bro.
mad. You gotta write your
You
name.
gotta keep going, but once the music starts.
Yeah, you have to stop. It's like Simon Says. So
Okay.
he'll just, or red light, green light. So he'll just like start the music and,
What is our next
and
topic?
stop it.
Next topic: why free will isn't real.
I actually agree with this one. I agree with both of them.
See, Trin is smart like me, so
I
she
think we're
gets
just
it.
stupid. Can I have that carrot back?
Yeah.
You got yours.
This is even worse.
Scott,
This is better.
Connor's brain dead right now. He hasn't responded.
What if I just come crunch carrots behind your phone?
No, that's not funny. Why?
Why free will isn't real? That's our next topic.
Wait, this is my ASMR channel now.
That's fine. Thank you for ruining everything.
You're welcome. Do you want
Yeah, give me
Too
one.
bad, they're mine.
Thank you. I'll have a small one.
Mukbang.
Okay, why is free will not real?
I like it.
I have 3 proofs.
Wesley.
Shut up.
No.
Proof 1.
Wesley,
What?
do you want to go to the school store?
Go get me some.
No, you have to come with.
I can't come with. I'm teaching.
This is free will. It's free will if you come with.
There is no free will. I'll prove
There
it.
is.
I'll prove
If I
it.
give you
You're-
money, will you buy me a person?
You're choosing to stay
Proof 2.
here.
It's true.
Proof 3.
Should I put this junior trooper state patrol?
Let's do proof 1.
No.
Let's do proof 1.
Proof 1.
Proof 1. This is the
Ooh.
chance isn't real.
Okay, 1 second. If I give you money, will you go to the school
We have to wait.
store
Chance isn't real.
and buy me
Okay.
stuff so I
Proof 1. Chance isn't real. Why is chance real? Xander, what is chance?
Chance is the chance of something happening.
So when I roll a dice, what
Also known as probability.
what is the probability?
Stop being smart.
What is the chance when I roll a dice that it'll have a 6? Yes.
1 in 6.
18%.
Sure, why not? I'll sign your yearbook.
18% or something?
No.
like that? What is it?
1 in 6.
Yeah, is that 18%?
I don't know. I'm not a mathematician.
Are you gonna write me a love message or anything?
Yeah, I'll draw you a big heart.
Okay, yeah.
Heart, and then I'll write my name.
No.
Perfect.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Famous, I'll have your signature.
Oh.
Chance isn't real. So I roll a
What does
dice.
this have to do with free will?
Shut up! I roll a dice. What's the chance that it'll land on 6?
1 in 6.
That's interesting that you say that. What
It's not
happens?
true.
Shut up.
It isn't true. Trin's right. What happens when you ask a robot to roll a dice over and over again? What will it roll?
Well, it would matter
A
how many
dice.
times.
The same.
No, it'll roll a dice.
It will roll a dice. What number will it roll? The same number every time. Why? Because chance, probability, is an illusion. The only reason we say it has a 1 in 6 chance is because we don't know all the variables. But just because we don't know the variables doesn't mean they don't exist.
Well, if I oddly roll a dice, not the same as every other time, the listen thing
Stop
it has like a 1 in 6 chance. Listen.
No, because if you knew the variables by which it was rolled at the very beginning of the roll, you could predict 100% of the time what the dice would be.
No,
Yes, you could.
Then you have control of
I think.
which does not
No, you're
make
right.
probability.
See, Trin says I'm right.
I think. Okay, think about it. If you took 2 twins with exactly the same DNA, and they're immediately going to be different because they're in different spots. You can't have 2 molecules in the same spot, so they're immediately going to be different. But if you were to raise them exactly the same way, they would be almost exactly the same.
Let's look
Because
at it
there's
this
no
way.
such thing. Because it's nature versus nurture.
Let's look at it this way.
And nurture's.
I roll a dice.
I mean, that's more of like a cloning thing.
I roll a dice. As soon as I roll the dice has initial conditions. Because we do not know the initial conditions, we do not know how the dice will roll. But the truth is, a lack of knowledge does not result in a lack of being. Just because we don't know something doesn't mean it isn't real. So the initial conditions, as soon as you roll a dice, is set and immediate. Therefore, the roll of a dice has no probability. We will know what it will roll if we know all of the initial conditions. Okay? There is no way to change that result. Now, let's look at the universe like the same thing. The universe, when it began, Big Bang. Woo! Big Bang.
That's in
Excuse me,
theory.
Did Jesus create the universe?
Jesus did create the universe. That's true.
Is Jesus the same as the Holy Spirit? Is the same as God? Because I don't think.
Okay, so God
This is about free will.
God
Birth to Jesus?
God was in
That's
heaven.
shit
God
Jesus
bestowed his divinity unto man in the form of Jesus. Then Jesus died, and once Jesus died, the Holy Spirit was left within the hearts of
Did
humanity.
the Holy Spirit impregnate Mary?
The Holy Spirit did not impregnate Mary.
Jesus.
Jesus also did not impregnate
Mary
Mary.
talked about how crazy it
Who
was.
impregnated Mary?
Nobody.
Virgin.
Nobody did.
Virgin Mary.
Nobody did.
Why did Mary
Anyway,
take up her religion to
We can look at the Big Bang the same way. Stop throwing things. We can look at the Big Bang the same way as a dice roll. It occurs instantly, suddenly. And then it becomes the universe we have today. But the truth is, the exact initial conditions of the Big Bang were already here to begin with. The resulting universe is the same as the dice roll. The initial conditions exist and are directly responsible for what happens to the dice roll. The Big Bang, as soon as it happened, determined the dice roll of the universe, or whatever would happen to the universe. So if you look at like a 1 in 4 trillion chance that the Earth formed, that's not
Way
true.
larger than 4 trillion.
Because the initial conditions were set at the beginning of the Big Bang, which is like one single dice roll, the chance that the Earth would exist as it does today is 1.
So, you know the theory that it goes whoop and then it goes whoop, like the universe just expands, and then condenses, and the Big Bang happens again, right?
Oh yeah.
Would there always be the exact same thing every time it exploded, or would it be different?
No, because the initial
I asked- I didn't
the
ask
initial
a question.
conditions change every
Oh,
single
sure,
time
sure.
the Big Bang happens. However, I disagree with that theory. I believe that instead the Big Bang happens, and then matter expands to the point where the only thing left is vague amounts of heat energy, and then everything ends. But there is the theory where after that everything condenses and then bangs again. But
Yeah,
I
so
don't agree with that.
Again, it's a theory.
It's a
doesn't
theory.
mean
It's a theory. It's a theory.
If that theory was true, would there always be an Earth? Am I just the 4 billionth rendition of myself?
No, because every time the Big Bang explodes, it's like another dice roll. It's like rolling the dice
So
again.
the Big Bang is the only dice roll.
Yes, the initial conditions are
I don't
set
think so.
at
I
the
don't
Big
think there's
Bang.
any dice rolls.
Well, like, okay, it's like this. The initial conditions are set at the Big Bang. And I suppose you could look at it like there are no dice rolls, right? The
Yeah.
initial conditions of this Big Bang will cause the initial conditions of this Big Bang, which will cause the initial conditions of this Big Bang, and therefore there really are no dice rolls. It's just one continuous dice roll. And if we knew all of the initial conditions, we could predict the entirety of the universe's
Will you
history.
pause your lecture so I
That
don't have
is
to go
in
buy a
theory,
Twix
but-
bar alone?
No.
Clue?
No, that's first proof number 1. That's just, stop throwing. Why are you, there's so many things up here. Stop throwing. Okay, proof number 2. Let's look at proof number 2.
You should get a different color.
This is the brain proof. This is brain proof. Let's draw a brain. That's what a brain looks like. That's a brain.
It's very smooth, like yours.
Sure. This, I don't know what this would be useful for, but your brain causes you to act.
Bye.
Look at, this is you, okay?
It's like a nose.
That doesn't matter.
Okay. Why am I so thick?
Your brain, the synapses firing in your brain, synapses firing, found a useful marker, causes you to move. Is that correct? Yes, it is.
Unless you're paralyzed.
Anyway, what causes that synapse to fire?
God.
No, that synapse
Free
was
will.
caused
Free will.
by a different synapse.
And then what is the other synapse?
That synapse was caused by a different
When does
synapse.
the first
When does the
synapse
first
happen?
synapse?
The first
When
synapse,
does the first synapse?
the first synapse fired, get this, before you had free will.
No.
Yes, in
Yeah,
the womb.
because you never have free
In the
will.
womb.
So I'm basing my
No, like
shit
what
off
day?
of like what happened a long time ago before I was even had free will, so my free will is determined.
So
you
your free will has been determined since you were in the womb.
Is that so like serial killers are born serial killers?
No.
Well, the problem is, again, with the
That's
initial
the nurture
conditions. We don't know the initial conditions
I
that
was
your brain is
nurtured into
in.
someone who can do whatever I want.
There is no nurture. Again, there is no nurture. Because when did your mom decide to nurture you?
She like gave me her tent.
My mom
Nope.
didn't nurture me.
Because your mom follows the same rules.
No, because my mom.
Her
was baby.
synapses fire in the same way, in the same linear progression.
Yeah, but
Is
what
it
if
linear?
I
I
what
don't
if I
think it's
don't come
linear.
to school tomorrow and kill myself?
That would be caused by this,
Free
which
will.
was started at the beginning of your life.
Free will.
That's not free will.
Okay,
Why?
so free will doesn't exist, but in order for society to function, we have to act like it does, because otherwise we wouldn't like have crimes. Like, it'd be like, well, yeah, he murdered that person, but
Dude,
that's just
free
what the
will-
synapses think. You know what I mean? Like,
Because our minds can think, we can think like, what's the positive, what's the negative, and then.
But
if we
that's
do what do we
this.
get?
That's
that's
this.
just that.
That
But
is
that
your
is
synapses
free
fire.
will.
This isn't free will.
Tell
Think
me
about
why
it this way.
isn't.
What causes a synapse to
Because
fire?
what you decide.
Chemicals.
Chemicals.
What you decide.
Okay,
is-
let's take a very.
Chemicals that I control.
You don't control.
You don't control.
Let's say you take vinegar and put it in baking soda.
Yeah.
Can you control that reaction with your mind?
No, why would
Absolutely.
I? It's not in my
No.
mind.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
You're
I'm the. I,
You can't.
I control the.
Dude,
baking
what if
So
soda.
let's
I
say-
get
let's say-
meth and dopamine gets released in my system
Why'd you choose to do math?
because it would make me
The
feel good.
synapses. told
Because
me-
of the synapses, which you have no control over.
I gotta be in this kindergarten.
What
You
if
know
I
what
control over the
synapses-
synapses?
What if I pulled out a gun right now and shot you?
You don't have a gun because you didn't bring a gun to school because the synapses told you not to.
What if the synapses?
What if they did tell me to?
So that after this, after we realize chemical reactions in your brain cause you to do things, and you can't control chemical reactions. Like I can't make vinegar and baking soda, turn into a monkey. That's not something I can do.
I have.
Oh, dude, I just want to
Did
start.
you ever see the movie Everywhere, Anytime, All at Once?
Nope. That's
Yes,
not
I
the
did
name.
see that movie.
Isn't it a good movie?
It was an amazing movie. It was an
I
amazing
really
movie.
watched everything.
It's fucking dick.
Someone made an everything bagel. They put all the spices on it.
You can't do that. So you can't cause chemicals in your mind to change reactions. Same way you can't cause chemicals in the real world to change reactions. Therefore, you cannot cause the synapses in your mind to fire any which way. And that's where you come to proof 3, which is an actual real life
Did you
experiment.
literally have everything has been a nothing burger?
Real life experiment. There was an experiment where nodes were hooked up to a patient.
This is free will.
Let's shove that up your butt.
Nodes were hooked to a
Examples
patient,
of free will.
and they were told to push a button on a table.
I hate your patience.
Once the patient was told to push the button before the button lit up. But the interesting was, they couldn't do it. Every time they went to push the button, it would light up immediately.
Yeah, because
Even
they were
before-
getting pranked.
Even before they went to move their hand, it would light and they would go, oh, fuck. Why? Because the nodes in their brains that connected to the push button part,
Dude, that's so obvious.
when that would light up,
Not free will.
when
But
that would
literally,
light
oh
up,
wait, they're stupid. All you have to do is as soon as the light goes off, you just push.
No.
when that would light up, when you
This
When
is
the
You
weird.
were,
push-
no, the thing is, if you were thinking about
It was
pushing the
great.
guys,
button, it would
shut
light
up.
the
Let me
thing.
explain the
Dude, it's
experiment.
so-
I'm not even done
No,
explaining
I
the
get
experiment.
it. I get it. We're okay.
When the synapses in their brain would
Yeah, I
say
get it.
push button, it would
They
tell
would tell the button to go
the
on
light to light up.
before they would even react.
That's
So-
what I already knew.
but the interesting thing was, the button would light up before they thought about pushing it.
Because it was attached to their head.
It would light up, and then they would decide to
'Cause
push
Yeah,
it.
because
brain.
the thing happens before the thought occurs
Yeah.
to you.
The
Because
thought,
the-
the decision to push the button
The
occurs
synapses.
before the conscious thought of pushing the button.
Yeah.
You do not make decisions.
I
You
can't move faster than
justify
my-
decisions. You justify decisions. Your body says, I will do what you're doing right now. And then you decide, I
Do
did
it
that.
then.
Okay?
Can I do it?
Yeah, sure.
So you justified to make that decision because I asked you.
Yeah.
Why?
My brain made
Why?
that decision. I don't know. My brain made that decision,
I want my pipe back.
I don't care.
and then I justified the decision.
Okay.
That is how we work.
Yeah.
We do not make decisions.
No.
We memorize and justify actions.
That scared me.
So as we can see, there is no chance, there is no decisions, and that's real.
Okay. So what about if you tell a computer to do a dice roll, right? It's not actually rolling a physical dice. There's no physical way that you can
It's
sway
one
the
in 6
odds.
chance.
So how does it decide that then?
Because no computer is random.
When I say import random,
I think it
What does
Usually-
that actually do?
Usually it's drawing from something that is random but isn't really random, like a weather pattern. Because weather patterns
Whoa.
aren't random,
No.
but they're like random enough.
Okay.
Well,
That's
nothing-
because
well,
I always thought about that.
if you think about it,
how would
nothing's
they
random.
do it?
That's literally what this is. Nothing is random.
Yeah.
That's what this is. If nothing is random, then nothing has a chance. The only reason
Then
things
how
have
does
a
that have to do
chance
with free will?
because the idea
Because
is that
there's-
if there
you
is
can't
no
change it.
chances,
You
there's
can't change
there's nothing
it.
you can change.
Yeah.
If the Big Bang happens and there's no chances, nothing's random, everything has a cause, then there is no reason why you would be able to make
What about all
decisions.
those choices that I make?
You don't make choices.
You
You
just act
justify
them out.
decisions.
Yeah.
So what if I'm like about to do meth and I decide not to?
Your
That just
body
means you're
decided
lazy.
not to, and you justify that decision by saying you decided.
But we can only function.
How do
as
people
if,
decide to be better
if
people?
there is
Even though
free
their
will.
brain's telling
There
them
is
They
no
they
don't-
want to do
decision.
something.
Their brain tells them to become better, and then they justify that
So,
by
like,
saying
people
they
in,
want
like,
to.
So doesn't
rehab.
that get crazy when like
And their brain
Other
is like
people
making them go through withdrawals, and you're like everything is making you not want to do it, but you push through. What is that?
That
matter
is
what
this.
your mind says.
That is still
and
this.
actually only like 1 out of every 6 people actually like stay out of rehab.
But that has nothing to do with it.
That-
No, I'm just saying that does not the case most of the time.
But that's the proof why free will is not real.